It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody again. I thought a lot of energy and excitement going into today. You know, I know guys are itching to kind of get into football and everything. We spent so much time just in the weight room and team development, character development, and all that. And so I think it was on everyone's mind is when the ball is going to start up. And so there's a bit of a lead-in with football school prior to this, and some meetings and things, and some work with coaches and players. But they've been itching for this. The goals for spring for us is going to be, number one, to play hard, and that's an individual thing. It starts that way, and I look at what we put on tape a couple years ago and what we put on tape last year, and there's just so much left to be desired from last year, and so to start off the way that we want to end up is way important. I thought we were able to do that today. I think the individual effort it takes to play with the type of fanatical effort we want is a decision, and I think guys we're all on the same page with it. And the second thing would be to play together, and I think the transition from, man, you're in the weight room and you're doing all the stuff, and for yourself, a lot of it, right? I'm eating right, I'm gaining weight, I'm losing weight. You're putting up weight, in the weight room. A lot of times if you hit your max, or if you don't, maybe the strength coach knows it. Maybe the directly, the guy that's right to your left kind of knows it. And outside of that, the rest of the group that's in there, and then there's 3 or 4 other lifting groups, and they don't know about it, And so it can be a positive experience, winner of just lifting and gaining weight and all that, changing your body. And so you transition from that to this, to where, hey, not everyone's getting reps. There's these 11 are getting reps on this play, or those 11 that are getting reps on that play. And then you go from like, hey, man, there's a winner and then there's a loser. And then how do you handle those results? Like, what do you do with them? And I think, you have to have the right mindset for that so that you can play the next play. And I thought we did that today. We're going to have to do it for the remainder of all of this, because I think the best of us is yet to be seen, for sure. A lot of unproven dudes, and we've got to, as coaches, get the most out of them. And so excited for all the beginning of it. We'll see kind of this this particular week, if we're able to kind of keep this type of energy. I know as coaches we're going to be pushing for it. Take any questions you guys got.
Dave, what do you see from Sawyer, and why did you decide to bring him in here?
Appreciate that. Yes, Sawyer has a great leadership quality. There's something about him, man. Guys are drawn to him, and so he has that leadership quality. And whether it is drill work, or it's in the weight room, or it's just watching film. Guys want to watch film with him. Guys want to go work out and push harder and do better around him, And so he's got that quality. I think he is way eager. His effort is for sure there. And so I think, we're way blessed to have him. I think his best football is way ahead of him. And so, I'm up there getting coffee in the morning early, and he pops out of that little quarterback room at really early hours. And so, he's putting in the work. So excited to see him.
Do you expect that to be a really good competition then between him and Blake?
Yeah, I think they're going to both push each other. I think Blake's had a really good spring, and I think, Blake's one were just his confidence has really grown. And so just him in front of the team, him in a huddle, him after a mistake that a teammate makes, there's just such a difference with all that. And it's what you would like it to be, is the growth that you would want to see. But for us to have it is still good, and we'll see where it goes. But I think for both of them, their aim is the same, and I think their fight's going to improve us.
Dave, with the number of new coaches, do you have to start slower, or was that what Football 101 was about, trying to kind of get them acclimated to? I know Matt was here before, but brought in 2 other, I guess.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, we want to be able to do simple better. I think like those 2 things, like playing hard and playing together, it's easy to say all of that. It's just way, way hard to do. And you think about all the ways that you can get in the way of that. And it's, if you sit back and you're trying to think, okay, who's going to be the start in this, who's going to be the start in that, you can rack your brain right there with some of that, with some of the depth that we've got. And so, the danger there is that coaches want to get in the way and kind of fix and solve it all with plays. And what it really needs to be is the players playing their technique, right? And the players asserting themselves. And so I think to keep stuff simple so that can take place, I think is the first win of spring. And so to continue to do that, and it's what we need to see is a receiver is pressed, and that dude's got to beat the dude across from him and catch a slant or a glance versus press coverage on 3rd and 5 when it matters a lot. We've got to have a defender through all of our stuff. We show numbers over there, the math's that way, so he's got a one-on-one. We got to get him to where he can, do his primary rush and beat that primary protect, and we need to win that one-on-one. And so to get those things, those aren't plays necessarily. Those are techniques, and that's confidence, and it's a player's game. And so I think the majority of the do simple better is for that.
Is there any difference in bringing in a handful of transfers as you have the past couple of years and bringing in the amount that you have this time? A lot of in and out with the roster, which is today's college football, but is it any more unique because there's more new faces?
Appreciate that. It is different. We do I talked with some alumni after the practices. I was talking with Tech, and so I hadn't seen him in a while, and was talking about the team. And, I want to say we're like 75% sophomore, redshirt freshman, and the veterans a lot of them are the transfers. Those are the older guys. And so I was just telling Tech that. I just feel like I'm proud of the effort that the staff has done in identifying those guys, because I think there's a lot of potential team leaders in that group. And you're talking about like how they're attacking school, how they're treating people just through their daily here. And they've been really waiting for the football part to start, to kind of assert themselves and all that. And so I'm excited to see kind of that go. But it is a different feel. I have the young guy meetings, and we had to cut it to like, hey, this is the actual just true freshmen, because it would have been too many members of the team, And so I think all of that is a good thing. And I think those are all strengths that as coaches we have to embrace and use and all of it, and so I'm excited for that. But I think the veterans, the transfers that we have, we got the right ones, and I'm excited about their development.
How big or what do you want to see out of the offensive line this spring?
I want to be able to see them, when it's a running play, run off the ball, finish blocks. When the running backs on the ground, pick them up, help them back to the line of scrimmage. When it's a pass play, and we got to have this block, I want to see them give great effort to try to get that done. And you want to see like a grit and a toughness. And, I care about this, and this matters a lot to me. And I don't want to let this person next to me down. And I will give my left arm to be able to get this block. You want to see that. And, it's helpful a lot of times when you have young people, because you know, I think sometimes if you're a vet, you kind of know everything that goes into it. And so sometimes to test the waters and do it all again can be a thing. And when you're young, you don't know how difficult, you know, a lot of times you think it's just straight up, but you don't know that you got to go down before you go up. And so I think they're fully attacking it, which is cool for us.
Has Coach Pallage come back with like different ideas? What has he been like to be around since he's come back?
A lot of energy. I appreciate the question. I think, you know, Pal's a favorite of the group. And so they all, you know, just today, at the end of practice, was talking with Vic Valoria, he's our strength coach, about, hey, what'd you think? What did you see? And he was just saying, man, the defense just had so much energy. And I think that's a direct reflection of Pal, you know? And I think the coaches that we got, I thought Christian Robinson did a great job today, really teaching and motivating and all that. And, you know, I think, you know, we talk about the play hard and the play together. You know, play hard a lot of times is, you know, decision between you and you, but I think more than that, it's like, hey, I'm going to play hard because I don't want to let the person to my left and right down. I don't want to let my coach down, you know? I don't want to let him down. And then I think the play together is like, you know, there's such a connective part of that where you know your job, right? You know the person to your left and right's job, and you're all disciplined and you're all detailed out in terms of like, you know, you can count on me. I'm going to do my 1/11th. And I think it takes someone that knows ball for that, but it also takes someone that knows people. And, you know, two very different things. And so to have a dude that can do both, I'm excited about that.
Dave, after that stretch to end the season last year, was there something that you pinpointed for those struggles? And then is there anything that you take away as a lesson as a coach to apply this year?
No, appreciate that. Yeah, I think I probably was too lenient with guys, and I think I probably tried to help too many guys that I think probably needed, you know, maybe a tougher version of me. You know, I probably gave too many guys chances that were probably taking advantage of me or those chances. And I think, you know, I go back to those times though. It's like, you know, you're trying to, I don't know, man. I struggle sometimes where it's like, I don't know if all the wins from the previous year kind of just makes you think that you can fix all the stuff. You know, I hope that's not the case. I don't know if that is though. But, you know, I think when I go back to it, you're locked in and it's like, dude, I'm trying to help this person. And I'm trying, you know, he's got to get over this or get over this hump or do this or do that. And I think in the midst of that, in the helping of him, the so-called, I guess, helping of him, I think there's the hurting of the team. And, you know, it's a big lesson for me.